oh, healing's very lonely. People say this all the time. It's very lonely. It has to get really bad before it comes up. People don't want to go down. If you've got the right support, you can elevate. The biggest fear that we have is that first step. It's like, just try. But we're too afraid to try because we're afraid of the judgment that's going to come. If I want anyone to see me, I need to see me, because I found that I'm masking. I felt like no one was seeing my heart, so I was like, okay, well, let's start dressing a certain way. Let's start doing my hair a certain way. Let's start doing my makeup a certain way. If I really want to heal, I need to see the inside. So I had to start to implement changes in my day-to-day routine.
It baffles me at how scared people are in being able to just think for themselves for a change versus trying to think in regards to what's the right thing to do.
People put masks on and they show to the world that I'm so confident.
This guy or this girl right now is dangling the carrot and you're acting like a donkey.
Yeah.
You're hungry right now. You're just going to follow that carrot, right?
Yeah.
Because you're desperate. Stop being desperate in regards to the love you never once got. Start giving it to yourself, but no one knows how to.
How can you expect someone to love you if you don't love yourself? How can you expect someone to choose you if you don't choose yourself?
Brother, just tell her straight up. It's not that deep. And if she walks away, at least you know then.
At least you know. Why is your life, your happiness in someone else's hands?
Preach. Fucking preach. Why is your happiness in someone else's
hands? It hurts me when I see people do that. Look, I've been there as well. I know that pain. I recognise that pain. So I can have compassion and empathy for you. Screw what everyone else has got to say. Start thinking about what you want to feel, what you want to experience. The real lasting love is not about the exterior. It's all about the interior. Honestly, we came here alone. You literally come here alone. Your soul is on its journey for whatever duration it needs to be here. And then when it's done, you leave alone. Which means you have one job, and that one job is take care of your soul on this journey that it's here for.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Unfiltered podcast, where we take the I out of unfiltered and put the emphasis directly on you. This is the one platform where we get to take down our filters and have raw, authentic and vulnerable conversations in regards to the challenges that we're all facing today. Now, if you're a fan of the unfiltered nature of this podcast and you want more of these conversations that I have on the show to be normalized, why don't you help me help you? To get more guests on and to have those difficult conversations in regards to the challenges we're all facing, I have to know what it is that you specifically want us to speak about. So if it isn't too much to ask, why don't you hit that subscribe button right now? And at the end of the episode, if it's been a hit for you, why don't you leave a thumbs up and leave a cheeky review in regards to what specifically resonates with you. Now, with that all being said and done, let's get straight back into the episode.
Yeah.
She's back for part 2.
We back.
And now she's got something new on her finger as well.
I know. We're married now.
Yeah. How's married life treating you?
Oh, I love it. You know, I think the biggest thing for me getting married is the safety, the security. I didn't realize I'd feel that much. Like, as soon as it's happened.
Yeah.
Now, with this man. I've been with this man since, it hasn't been that long. It's been a year.
I was going to ask you, do you think that he's the one for you?
Yeah.
Well, he is now anyway.
But,
do you feel like there's an element where you would like to have got to know him, not get to know him a little bit longer first? Because I feel like sometimes people jump into a relationship too
really quickly, yeah. No, I think we knew. Do you know what it was? Because we met, and then I ended up going out to Dubai for a month, and we saw each other every single day. I feel like we dated for 30 days, you know?
But
and most people that will have maybe a 1-year relationship and they've spread out their dating, we kind of did that all in 1 month, and we really got to see each other and understand and I did, spend not even just time with him in social spaces, but a lot of time was just alone and really getting to understand him. And because we're both in the same space, in the same field, the self-awareness, we can pick it up very quickly, where he's at, where I'm at, and then it was becoming really clear, we've just locked in, and it was easy. That
30 days of no interference.
No interference.
No one telling you or asking you questions. It was just you and him.
It's just me, and I'm obviously in his home space. I was in Dubai, where he's been settled for 4 years, and I am seeing the whole life that he's living. I'm seeing all the people. I'm seeing how he works. I see how he thinks. I can see him under pressure. I got to see it all. To be fair, he didn't really get to see me in my full action, in my flow, because I was kind of on holiday. I was kind of but I got to observe all of that and how he was speaking about me to people. How would you introduce me? I was observing everything.
Gone.
No,
I think that's a good tip now for anyone listening. Introduce me. Go on. How would you introduce me?
How would you introduce me? Of course, we were not together yet, but he was sharing with everyone that this is someone, someone I'm seeing.
Oh, what was the introduction?
I don't know. I can't even remember exactly.
Call him
out. He was very But he'd come over and he'd be like, hi guys, like, he'd be like saying to his friends like, oh hey, like this is Mariah. Like he would say that, we are, either he'd say immediately or he'd say in the conversation that, we see each other, but you can see how he puts his hand around me, how he's protective, how he's checking on me. Everyone can see the affection, the admiration in his eyes towards me, and it was clear. I felt so safe in his presence, and our stories are so aligned that honestly, it was just easy. And I always say this: love is supposed to be easy. It is supposed to be easy.
That's an interesting one, because I've been in situations and like I've had like people call me out and they've said, bro, it shouldn't be this difficult.
Yeah.
Getting to know this person right now should not be this difficult. And me being an optimist, thinking, all right, I'm a coach. There's more going on behind the scenes. If they're doing the work, fine, I get it. But they're like, bro, this is the honeymoon phase. This is where when you get to know each other, it should be giddy, fun, not chaotic and quite like if that's coming up and it's not addressed and you both can't work for it, you've got to just step out.
Yeah. Look, if someone is on the same page as you,
yeah,
it will flow. If they're not on the same page, this is when we're not understanding each other's intentions, there's difficulty. If someone is on the same page and they want the same things and their intention is the same, like honestly, it will flow. It will flow. I have been in relationships where I'm trying to get them to want what I see they want a relationship, but how come you're not talking about marriage, or you're not talking about this? Like, I'm trying to get them to think more about that. But how am I trying to make them get there? We should be having that conversation immediately. If we're aligned, we're already saying the same things. Why am I battling? Trying. Or they might be trying to get me to somewhere. There's a misalignment. Like, you've got to read the signs. It will flow.
But why is it so difficult for them, for people to understand that the flow's been, it's like you're flowing this way and he's going a completely opposite direction.
Yeah.
You're clashing.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not like doing that row down the boat. It's all over the place. Yet then people are still going to try and hold it down or try and make it work.
Because then there's also trauma bond, right? It's like, how did you guys even come together in the first place when you're both, how many times do we see two people are both toxic in their own way, and they're hurting each other, but they're still staying. They've bonded over a trauma, like a trauma similarity, like a trauma bond, and they're both feeding into each other's wounds, but they're also addicted to, we've spoken about this before, they're addicted to the pain thing. This is what's familiar to them, right? It feels safe to them because that's what's home to them. To anyone else, that's like incredibly unsafe. But they just keep staying in the same thing. They're not actually realizing that I can set myself free and I deserve something better. But that's a wound.
But then, how do you get? I'm just trying to think of it relatively as much as people are asking, preach it and say it and put it all over our TikToks and Instagrams. It's what do you then do with it? And I was posting a number of videos recently around breakups, and some of them went semi-viral, which I was like, yeah, gassed. But I realized that the engagement and the comments that are coming through in the DMs, people are going through some real fucked up shit. But then their next course of action is to jump straight back into it. And it's well, I think what needs to be done right now, and I'm not here to give advice because that's not my job, but maybe it's time you heal and work on this first before you just divert back to old habits. That's not going to help you. But we're in this, I don't want to call it a rat race, but we're in this position where because the easy thing to say, because I'm South Asian, it should South Asians are doing this. No, this is everyone that's in the DMs.
Everyone,
black people, white people, from all over the world, not even just UK, telling me about their story. And I'm just okay, cool. This is something that's happening consistently, but where is the lesson? Where is the signpost to say, before you do this, go speak to Pri, or go speak to Mariah, or go speak to a coach, or go get better help, or something? It's annoying as well, because it's if you just did that first, maybe the next person you meet, even if you've trauma bonded, you're in a better place right now to actually make things work.
Yeah, you're elevated, you're at another level. You'll be more self-aware, whatever. People don't want to face it.
Why?
Scary.
I know it's scary, but just say it. It's scary.
It's scary. They don't want to open that door. They don't want to see. They don't. And I think we hear this a lot. Healing. Oh, healing's a very lonely thing. People say this all the time. So, it's very lonely. It has to get really bad before it comes up. People don't want to go down, but it doesn't have to. That's a myth, in my opinion. I don't believe that that's 100% true.
What, healing has to go down first? You
don't have to go down. If you've got the right support, you actually can. If you've got support, you can elevate. You don't have to always go down. I don't say a myth actually. Healing meaning you're going when people think you mean you have to go down, I think that's because you just don't have the right support system. It can happen. It is true. It can.
Yeah, but I think like I always look at it from like an injury perspective when you're healing.
Yeah.
Like, if you sprain your ankle or whatever, initially that first day or 3 days or 4 days,
it hurts.
It hurts as fuck, and you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, even doing the bare basics, it's painful.
Yeah.
And and in that moment in time, if you've got a good support unit, you might get mum, dad, brother, sister, partner, whatever, to help you in and around the house to navigate, right?
Yeah.
But essentially, depending on the severity of the injury, you're going to need extra help and support to be able to do the thing that you were doing before.
Yeah, yeah.
That was running, if that was football, netball, paddle, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You need some sort of support and process to get whatever it is that's out of place right now back into place.
Yeah. But I guess what I'm thinking of it is like you're already so like we're healing from the injury now, right? We're on the healing.
Okay, fine. So we've got past that first little.
We got yeah. Like don't get me wrong. Of course, when you're facing when you're confronting the issue, sometimes people, because it does happen to a lot of people, they get re-traumatized, which is what we're trying not to do, right? Our goal is to not re-traumatize a person when they're healing. But yeah, when we're tackling something and we're bringing the awareness, it will hurt. It will hurt a little bit. You're like, oh my God, I finally understand my problem. And that's like shit. And you start releasing and you're crying and but if you've got the right support, like your coach or your therapist or whatever, and your family are with you and keep lifting you and saying, but you're getting out of this now, like you can stay high. It's when you get left alone. Yeah. After like you've started and you have this you have this awareness of all your problems, and now you're alone in your thoughts and you haven't got support, you can go down. I don't know, my perspective.
Your perspective is your perspective. I agree. I feel like if you are in a space where you are alone, you can get caught up with the toxic thoughts, etc. Like I remember I was speaking to someone and they mentioned the fact that like when they're away from their partner, so when they're on a break or whatever, the first thought is she needs to jump on a dating app, start swiping right and get some attention. Don't know what he's doing. And it's like, love, that's not probably helping the cause right now. No. Let's identify what is it that you want. You want this to possibly work? Okay, cool. So if you really want it to work and you really love him and you want all of this fancy stuff, fantastic. Doing what you're doing right now is not really healing what's really stopped that from working. Yeah. Got to think outside of the box a little bit. Got to possibly, and thankfully she's working with me, so it's all right. But like, nice. You've got to break the pattern.
Yeah, it is break the pattern.
The domino effect. And you've got to just say, nah, no more.
Yeah,
you ain't falling down anymore.
Yeah, you keep repeating the same pattern, you get the same result, right? Or you keep repeating the same things, you get the same result. Like, we have to do something.
Is it Einstein said it? Repeating the same thing over and over again is insanity?
Yes. Like yeah.
I butcher quotes. Anyway, Mariah, you're back.
I'm back.
Part 2. You weren't gone for long.
I wasn't.
Basically, did the pod, got married, came back, and she's ready to get Unfiltered again.
I'm ready.
Telling you got to get back in this. You got to get back in front of a mic and start doing podcasts because you drop gems.
Thank you. I want to. I just want to keep doing it. I love it. I enjoy it. Conversations, but I prefer this than a camera.
Why is it that we don't, like, I obviously told you today on this episode, we're going to change it up from how it was before. Yeah. And we're going to keep it like how the coffee shop conversation was. Yeah, more. That energy. Yeah. Why is that side of you never on your socials? Just
tapping into something.
Something deep. No, it's a you've got a personality which is very bubbly and out there, and even you can recognize that. Yeah. But there's possibly a side to you on social media which is like a bit like,
let's be more serious, more
filters on, and we're Unfiltered right now. So you can be this way.
It's this, and this is my wound, right? This is my. I feel like it's starting to come through more. Like I actually believe it. Like, and I feel more confident, in myself. But this is where I used to feel super unconfident. Just camera and me. It feels so weird for me. I suddenly go into my, am I good enough? Judgmental. Do I look okay? Do I sound okay? Because this was always my thing. Not feeling good enough.
Programmed up here.
All here. Generational. I've seen it. And the shame that having to be a certain way, having to, this is what I carry. So actually being behind the camera and suddenly going, the whole world is gonna see this.
Yeah.
it's like a let's just be sophisticated, you know. But otherwise, you see me, and I'm just like this crazy character.
That's what I'm saying.
I like that is me. It's true, and I do get. I've had that feedback. Like I've had the feedback of consultations, having consultations. People have seen me from Instagram. They're resonating with what I'm saying because what I'm saying is true.
Yeah.
That's coming from in here, but what they're not seeing is my personality. So when they speak to me, they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you were gonna be this way. Like you're so like." I'm like, yeah, like I'm like crazy and bubbly, and they're like, they didn't know that was there. And you're right. This is a part of me that this is my journey right now. Like I'm still dealing with that part. I'm like, just be you. Like.
Fair. So today we said we're gonna like jump into generational shame, guilt.
Yeah.
How it walks into your romantic self. And kind of what you've said there is like there's something up here which.
Yeah.
Is that voice in your head right now? Is that yours? Or is it someone else's?
Someone else's.
Okay. When did you realize that it wasn't yours?
To be honest, I realized it like quite young.
Okay.
I realized it when I started kind of looking at.
But you choose to listen to it.
Yeah, it's a choice, right? That's a good point. It's a choice. Everything is a choice. Like, but I just didn't know how to come out of that. It's
but,
like.
But you would tell me how to.
Yeah, I could do that now, but it's been so hardwired, right? So it's a process. It's a process that I've been trying to.
But if we talk about like what happens now moving forward within your creative space,
I have to face it. I have to, you know. I think the biggest fear that we have is that it's that first step. It's like just try, but we're too afraid to try because we're afraid of the judgment that's going to come. It's that first hurdle. But for me, in order for me to be a coach that is helping people come back to their hearts, to be authentic, I have to be the full embodiment of that. Okay, it's true. Like we're on our journey, and I never claim I'm the most healed version. But if I want to be that example, I've really got to set that. You know, I've got to start. So, you know, it's a process. We're getting there.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
Yeah,
yeah.
You're gonna see some new things coming up.
Yeah, I think now
this energy.
Yeah, this energy.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
Okay, cool.
Because I was surprised when we spoke.
After.
I was just like, who the fuck is this person? I was like,
It's true.
yo, this girl is fucking crazy, and I love it. I'm all here for it.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a gift there.
There is, you know, this, and it stems, right? I'll talk about where it all comes from. Stems from being young and wanting to be in my full expression. Like, for example, music and singing and acting. That was my passion. It connects with my soul. Like singing is connected to my soul. Being an actress, I knew I would make it. That is my character, to be out there and I knew I'd make it. But in the culture, it's seen as a negative.
Why?
To be, acting. You're going to be behind the cameras. Oh, what happens if there's a kissing scene? So my dad said to me, when he asked me, what do you want to be when you're older? I said, I want to be an actress. And I was convinced I'd make it. And he said, oh, what about if there's a kissing scene? And I was like, I hadn't even thought of that. And I was like, well, I won't do that. And then he said, but then why would they choose you to do the role?
Fair.
And I was like, oh my God. And then, you know, and then there was comments about like brown people wasn't really, it's harder to get into the industry. So that just shut down my dream.
Yeah.
And then, you know, as you know, there was a lot of, bless my mum, but she used to observe my dressing a lot. Like I'd literally come in front of her and she's looking at me.
Oh, with them looks.
Yeah, up and down. And I'm like,
what?
is this okay? Like, is there an issue? And like my mum would take me to the kitchen or something and we would guests around the house and it was like, you couldn't have worn anything else. I was like, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with this?
Yeah.
She was like, you know, there was a bit more religious people in the house and I had this much of my leg showing. I was like, Mum, there's barely anything. She's like, well, you knew who was coming. And I'm like, and you know, a part of that still lives in me today. So if there's something some event happening, I've caught myself doing it, asking my mum, is this okay? I'm a 30-year-old woman and I'm asking my mum, is this okay?
How'd you get yourself out of that?
Well, this was through my healing. This was me going, I need to start choosing myself. I need to start seeing myself. If I want anyone to see me, I need to see me. Because I found that I'm masking. I felt like no one was seeing my heart. So I was like, okay, well, let's start dressing a certain way. Let's start doing my hair a certain way. Let's start doing my makeup a certain way. That's the only way I'll be noticed. until I realized, like, no, like, if I really want to heal, I need to see the inside. So I had to start to implement changes in my day-to-day routine. I needed to start facing it. I needed to confront this part of me.
So let's talk about that confrontation, because I know you said it's part of you. Part of me thinks it's confronting. Don't use the word confront because that sounds a bit too aggressive.
Too aggressive, yeah.
It's probably having the right conversations with the right individuals to then give you the headspace to start thinking, I guess this isn't a problem anymore.
Yeah.
So you started having conversations.
I started having conversations. Yeah, I did start having
with
conversations.
your mum and dad.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. There's certain things I have to look at.
Yeah.
Respect is also a thing in this, right?
We're going to talk about that.
I'm not rocking up to my mum's house in a mini skirt. Like, that is not happening. Like, my dad is not looking at me like this. That's respect. That's my own dignity. Like, there's a bit of that, right? But there were elements where I was like, I need to start setting my own boundaries here, because I will actually end up, and I did start seeing this, I ended up becoming my mum.
Yeah.
I actually saw myself becoming her, dressing like her, becoming like her, behaving like her. And I could see how that was negatively impacting me and others.
So going back to, like, saying you said that you wouldn't dress in a mini skirt to your parents because of how they would perceive you.
I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't. Yeah.
But my point being is that, like, there are going to be people who don't do certain things, whether it's how they dress or changing their hairstyle or speaking in a certain way, or
Yeah.
just because of how their parents are going to say something. Like, it's respect, right? Don't we say respect should be earned? Yeah. In this scenario, from the sounds of it, it's you're doing it because it's been, I don't want to say the word brainwashed within you, but you have to respect your elders. You have to respect your parents.
Yeah.
But,
go on.
No, don't they, like, why is it a case of if you wear something a little bit short, or because it fits the weather? You know, it's baking out here.
Weather.
What, trousers in this weather? Are you crazy?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Why is that? Why is that, like, now out of respect? I won't go wearing this to my parents' house.
So, I suppose the difference is out of respect for them, but is it also me believing in that? Like, is it respect also for myself? Because I also feel it. Like, it's not just because of them. I actually had to look at this. Like, I go to my mum's with sleeveless stuff. Back in the day, that was like not okay.
Yeah.
You know? But I do that now because I personally feel like that's still respectful for me. I still feel like that's okay.
Fine.
And I know that much I feel like...
I feel like there's a line there.
Yeah, I am not going to come with some really low cleavage or like... Because I'm respecting them, but I'm also feeling... I also can see for myself, like, I want to respect myself as well. So there's certain things like... Can I also understand it? I also appreciate it. You know?
Just making sure there's no contradiction there. That's
yeah.
I feel like if you had a little girl right now and fast forward 20 years, whatever, she's gone to uni and come back, and you would never possibly say to her,
don't wear a miniskirt. For me, it's
not even a miniskirt, just generally. Like, I don't think you would call her out on how she was dressed.
So I would call her out on something.
Go on.
I just want to make sure. So one thing is I want to make sure why she's like, where's this influence coming from?
Yeah.
But also, I need her to understand the consequences of also like our dressing.
Of course. But you wouldn't address it as a problem.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. Yeah, I wouldn't say.
You wouldn't say, why the fuck are you wearing that? It'd be more of a case of, oh, that looks nice. Do you feel comfortable?
Yeah, it would be. It would be more
around
like that. So for me, when I go to my parents, I understand the other thing is this, right? Getting into the debate.
Yeah.
Kind of want to prevent it, you know. So I'm like, you know what? I do me. I respect what they need when I'm around them. So it's a fine line.
Why is it a debate though? Because like I've had conversations with like my mum and dad and like other family relatives and even like some of like these older gentlemen that I'm part of and like golf societies and stuff.
Yeah.
I call a spade, and they're like, "You actually got something interesting about you." Like, because I always talk about being unfiltered. They're like, "You are very unfiltered."
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't do it to be disrespectful, but best believe that I'm never gonna shy away from stating a point of view. If it upsets you, I'll always put my hand up and say that wasn't my intention. I apologize. But respectfully, like, don't tell me right now to like keep my mouth shut on something I feel quite passionate about. And if I feel like you're dictating the scenario or you're putting negative thoughts into someone, I'm gonna just say it as it is. Like, why is that a bad thing? And I feel like sometimes within our cultures in the South Asian world, you've been taught to keep your mouth shut around certain things.
Yeah.
And then that suppresses you. And then half the time what happens, you act out, or you're stuck in a situation right now where in your mid-30s and things aren't working out the way you want them to.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't go back and tell your mum and dad,
Yeah.
fucking leave me alone.
Yeah. Look, I own it, because for me, my parents, there was this whole like, I wanted to wear the school skirt.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't saying I was going to put it up here.
Yeah.
But I wanted to wear the school skirt, and that was not allowed. It was like, you're a Muslim girl, you know, you got to be modest. You can't be like this. You can't do that. You know, and I remember there were a few occasions, you know, my mum's going to see this. She might be like, what? I didn't know about this. I would change.
Swear.
I would change. You know, leave the house and then I would change. You know, not necessarily school skirt, but like even if I was wearing a longer skirt and I didn't. My mum would say put tights on. There were times where I was like, I'm taking those tights off.
Benny like Beckham style. What?
Yeah,
Keep the football boots.
Yeah, this happened. You know, this is real. Now, like things like this, if I feel comfortable, I will wear it. But what happens sometimes is if I'm like, and I will wear it in front of my mum and in front of my dad. And to be honest, they have stopped they don't do it as much. It does happen sometimes, but they don't question it. But I'm also looking at how comfortable do I feel around them.
Yeah.
You know, so I also got to look at how I feel. Because I'm also protecting my own energy space. But am I hiding it from them that I do go out looking like that? No, I'm not hiding it. I just, around them, I choose.
I feel like there's a little golden nugget here, and that's, we're talking about attire right now.
Yeah.
Reassure your parents that I feel comfortable wearing this.
Yeah.
Let them know, like, look, listen, it's not meant to be revealing, but bloody hell, I mean, it's 40 degrees out here. Relax, like, and if this offends you, fine. Like, I will not be seen, but like, I feel like there's a way of being able to show comfort in the scenario.
Yeah.
To let someone know that I'm still gonna do me, and whether you like it or not, I'm sorry. But like, if you stop me now, I'm always gonna let someone tell me what I can and cannot do.
But this is it. Now, I'm fortunate. I've got parents that are quite chilled. They understand this.
Yeah.
Like, I can have these conversations now. I will say I couldn't before, but and I can say that through my own healing, it naturally has a trickle effect. Like, I didn't have to push it on them. They just started healing because they saw a difference in me. So I love that, and I love that for everyone that does it. But then let's talk about, I have clients who are so afraid. And I have to ask them, what are you afraid of? What's the worst that is going to happen? Now, don't get me wrong, there are some cases where you'll get beaten for it, and there are some serious issues. Now, that is a really difficult one, because like what you're saying, like we should be able to just go to our parents and say, listen, you might have an issue with this. I'm gonna do it regardless because I'm comfortable. How do we tackle that?
If I'm in black and white, if I know someone's life or safety is like jeopardy,
Risk, yeah.
In my head, I'm saying, in the short term right now, it's probably something that you're going to be like, if you can't do you, you've got to think first, and how can you then navigate a way where you can be you?
Yeah.
Do you want to be in an environment right now, and I'm calling a spade, where you cannot wear or speak or be authentically you? Yeah. If you can't wear certain clothes because you might get hit for whatever reason, and it's fucked up within I won't say our culture, but within a lot of cultures, it works out like that. I'm sorry, that's not a safe environment for you. And you wouldn't want your children being in that environment. No. You would encourage them to authentically be themselves. So now you need to start taking that ownership of what you've just said now to this made up child that you've got, and bring it to yourself. If it's not safe for you to be here, sorry, mum, dad, whoever it is, I've got to get stepping. This ain't for me. And if we look at, let's say, people who are stuck in toxic relationships right now, they can't be themselves. Yeah. Well, why are you in it then? Yeah. You got to get the fuck out. Yeah. Like, that's not your life now. You can't be secluded into this version and image that you have to uphold. Who said that?
No. And then this obviously is just because they don't feel deserving of having more. They don't feel worthy of having more. That's their trauma.
I think there's an element where they do, but they just don't know how to take a step.
And there's always a fear, right? Do I leave this? Is the grass going to be green on the other side?
But we don't know.
We don't know. But this is the beauty of life. We don't know anything. We actually are the most ignorant. We're so ignorant. We don't know anything. We actually don't know anything. So can we stop behaving like we know everything? And take risks and try things. What's going to happen? But I get, look, there are cases where, you know, I have people that can't move out just yet from their family's home. But they're not financially in a position to. And they're having to put up with this control from the family.
But like, if you don't want to be in that situation,
Yeah.
let's write a fundamental plan of how you can get there.
Yeah.
Let's really break
let's
it down.
work on it. Yeah.
Because if you're telling me right now you can't afford to buy and move out,
Yeah.
can you afford rent?
Yeah.
Now, answer me this question right now. Do you want to stay in these four walls with your parents, or would you rather home share with another family, just you and your partner, if that's the worst case scenario?
Yeah.
But if that gives you freedom, maybe it costs something.
Then there's fear of freedom. Then there's and like we're talking about shame and guilt and all of that in multiple cultures. We see this, but like then there's okay, if I move out and I do this, how's that going to impact my family? How they going to feel? They're the ones that are causing the problem, and now you're so considerate about how they're going to feel and what people are going to say, and so you stay.
Yeah.
So you always put yourself last, and you're just tending to everybody else's needs, and then it's you that suffers.
And that's not healthy.
That's not healthy.
And why do we keep doing it to ourselves?
Conditioning. This is generational trauma. This is, and their parents have been pleasing their parents, and parents, it's just been trickled down, and no one knows how to get out of it unless they face it.
But I feel like once you call someone out, they know how to get out of it. They just don't want to do anything with it.
Yeah. Fear.
Hmm.
We could talk about this all day. Like, honestly, it's a vicious cycle when you're speaking to somebody that just will not listen to you. I've had clients, I'm telling them we're going to come up with a plan, but they're just so scared to break free. They're so scared. And the question is like, what's the worst that's going to happen?
I love that question. And like the worst case scenario is that you can then obviously drop like the reverse psychology. It's not that deep. I always tell people, what's the best thing that's going to happen right now from you moving out?
Yeah.
What's the best thing that's going to happen from you telling your mum and dad, you know what, I'm off. All right, they give you a thumbs up, but let's say they react badly. What's the best scenario that comes from them acting badly? You get your freedom. You get your peace. You get to put your dishes the way you want to put them. You get to leave your clothes out if you want to. Whatever the scenario is, if you want to bring guys over, girls over, you can do that now because no one can tell you shit.
Yeah.
But like, I can't.
So true.
I know finances play a big role. I know we're talking about like moving out and stuff like that. But finances, there's an element of culture that gets thrown into the mix. It baffles me at how scared people are in being able to just think for themselves for a change versus trying to think in regards to what's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Well, like how you hear this all the time. Family is everything.
Yeah.
Family is everything. Family first. So this plays into that. So you're going, okay, I'm gonna leave, and then you might have a family that say, well, we're not gonna talk to you anymore. There's this guilt.
Bye.
Yeah, right. So you have a confidence in you to do that, but there are people that, but family, everything. Who else? And then the manipulation. Your family always have your back.
No, they might do. They might not.
Yeah, they might not. If you're feeling like this, has your family got your back?
No, you know what I think family, family should be first, but at the same time, you are also family to you too.
I love that.
You gotta put yourself first. Like, if my parents are ever gonna have a problem based on the woman I marry or the lifestyle choices I make, all right. If this is upsetting you and you want me out of the picture, I can leave. I know you didn't want this, but this isn't your story anymore.
Yes.
This is my fucking story. Let me fucking live.
Yep.
I've got the pen, not you. I'm writing my shit. I'm figuring it out.
Yep.
If I did things your way, I would have got married a long time ago. I'd have had kids a long time ago. I would have done exactly what you lot have done. Unfortunately, I like what you've done, but at the time you got married, Mum, I went to university.
Yeah.
I had a different story.
It's true. Yeah.
Like, you can't tell me to do things your way. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Yeah. And why the fuck did you go for everything you went through to then give me this opportunity right now to not do what I want to do?
Yeah.
I like it's baffling to the point where you'll hear a conversation over and over again and you can recognize what they're doing to themselves. Yet 4 or 5 years later, they're still doing the same thing. And it's like,
yeah, but they haven't broken free from the.
Do you think it needs to come from the top, or do you generally feel there needs to be more noise created below to start shaking things up?
What do you mean by top?
So like, I'm talking about from a cultural perspective, because I feel if I went into let's say, a temple that wasn't of my own and started doing a talk,
Mm.
telling people to, yeah, it's probably not going to sit well.
Mm.
I feel like certain people who have been brought up based on traditions in regards to elders and things you should do and marrying within a certain community and caste and all of that shit, I'm probably going to get told, probably shut the fuck up. We don't want to like try and.
Yeah, they're not ready.
So where does it come from then if we want to stimulate a movement?
Yeah, well, I think we need to keep inspiring, like especially our the ones that are look. It's a trickle effect. I think like we need to start with the ones that are open. You know, we've got to start. We've got to, and it's the way we speak. It's hard. Like it's really hard to get these messages across to people, especially when they're closed and they've got too much trauma and too much like their own generational stuff. When you've got too much of that, it's very hard to break through. But that doesn't mean we stop, right? We need to keep going, keep going. And do you know what? Maybe the way maybe the way you say it and I say it might not hit home for someone. But if we keep spreading the word, people spread it in their own way, in their own energy, their own language, it will start going in. And when people see the impacts, how good it is. Like, for example, I do breath work. Yeah, I facilitate breath work. My mum still hasn't done it with me, right? Yet she's preaching.
Yeah.
She's saying it to other people. She's saying, yeah, Mariah's breath work is really good. You know, people are releasing trauma. I'm like, so why are you not doing it? How come you're not doing it? And she's not ready to face it.
Yeah.
But she's telling everyone because she knows it works, but she's not. And I'm like, but I can see slowly, as she's seeing more and more people being impacted. She just told her best friend to do it with me. I'm like, how? But you can't do it yourself. But slowly, I can see her opening. We can only crack this or like break through this barrier if, you know, we keep going and they see more of it. When they see it's doing more, then I think slowly people do. But we also have to be ready. Some people won't.
So
and that's okay.
Within like the generational space, generational trauma, all of that, shame, and what's one generational belief you're still unlearning today?
Generational belief. I think there's this big one, right? We've just been speaking about. With me, it's like, can
Ankles.
I just show? Sorry,
your ankles.
What?
Showing your ankles.
No. Well, it's me being in my authentic self.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing that never left me. My mum said something to me. Clearly, I had a mother wound, right? But when I was about 14, me and my mum in the shopping centre. She's come into the shop. I've gone into the shop. She's not liked anything. She's gone and stood outside. She goes, "I'll wait for you outside." And I can't shop with someone waiting for me outside. So I'm like, okay, forget it. I'm just going to walk out. She's watching me in the shop, walking out. I thought I was absolutely fine. I thought I was behaving in a normal way. And she looked at me. She was like, I was like, what? And she goes, "You are so arrogant."
Because of how you're walking.
She goes, "You had your nose in the air." And I was like, did I? I was like, I've never been that person. I've never been this show person. She said, "You walk like this." She goes, "It's so arrogant. You have, you're not." She basically, what you're basically saying to me as a child, all I'm receiving is you want me to play small. But also, I really, because I honestly didn't believe I was being arrogant. So what did I do in that moment? I went,
head down.
And I put my head down. And it never left me. You know, it's only now leaving me, you know, because I've been working around that. I've been trying to heal that part of me, that it's okay for me to be myself. But that dimmed my light, and that's a typical thing I see in our culture, as in many cultures, but it's to dim your light, to be, you know, I get humble.
It's like that question, who do you think you are?
Yeah, who do you think? She said that once, I think. Who do you think you are behaving like this? And I'm like, I swear I'm not seeing what she's seeing. I don't feel like that. But it dimmed me, and it was always in play small. Don't be this. Don't be confident. Don't be. And this is clearly generational.
Do you think that links into like start the conversation?
Yeah.
Not posting stuff on social media.
Yeah, it does. Well, I can post. I can.
But you can't be authentically.
I can't just
you
fully,
just yet.
when I'm in a video and I'm speaking, it's like being too. It's the fear of being too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
Someone might say, "Who do you think you are?"
Who do you think you are? You're arrogant.
Are you?
Are you speaking that way? No, I don't feel I'm at all. You know, I don't feel like I'm arrogant at all. If anything, I've been more insecure than I've been, you know, people put masks on and they show to the world that I'm so confident. But I think you'll see that through me straight away. Like, I don't have that. Oh,
Yeah,
you seem to disagree.
I know. I think you are very confident. I think you may lack confidence in certain areas. which I'm not
okay.
come aware to right now, I think you have a lot of vibrancy, which possibly is not being showcased a lot.
So vibrancy and confident, yes, but arrogance, no.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're arrogant at all.
I thought that's what you were asking me. Yeah,
No.
no, I don't feel like I'm arrogant at all. I've never had that. But that fear then was embedded in me, and it was like, you have to play small. You have to be. I get humble.
Yeah.
Be humble. I'm very much all about that.
Yeah.
Be in your gratitude, be in your grace, and I get that. But to say, like, you know, I think that was a projection of something going on within her.
Yeah, of course.
Right? That's nothing to do with me.
Because she wasn't allowed.
She wasn't allowed.
You ain't allowed.
And I'm not allowed. It's how dare you walk around, you know, with confidence.
I could just visualize it.
It was heartbreaking, I swear. And then being around my mum, it was always I actually want to make sure that my nose is not in the air, you know? So
basically went into people pleasing.
Yeah, this is where it starts, right?
How'd you stop that?
Yeah, I talk about this a lot at the moment. I think we even touched on it last time, but this whole thing about the choosing you element, because I saw how this was all negatively impacting my life. I saw how my relationships were not actually working out because I'm constantly trying to please them and their families, and I'm thinking that that's a good thing. Surely that's a good thing. They'll choose me if I do this. But instead, what they're really seeing is a desperate girl who's so desperately trying to be chosen. And like, I want marriage, but I'm actually wanting marriage for validation rather than for connection.
When you talk about, I love that you said desperate, because I call my clients out on it. I'm like, all of this dating talk you're giving me, you're doing X, Y, and Z. And I've started throwing in the analogy. It's like this guy or this girl right now is dangling the carrot and you're acting like a donkey.
Yeah.
You're hungry right now. You're just going to follow that carrot, right?
Yeah.
Because you're desperate. Are you desperate right now? And they hate the fact that they admit that they are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you craving someone's attention?
Yeah.
Whose attention have you not got? Where did it once come from? And you start unpeeling it and you go a little bit back and you go a little back and they realize it. That transition there to go from, I don't want to keep jumping into a place where I get love bombed and I'm all in. But you go back and do it again. And then you do it again. And then you start settling. It becomes a shitstorm. And so many of us do it because we haven't got through that generational piece right now, which is to let go of this people-pleasing concept and stop being desperate in regards to the love you never once got. Start giving it to yourself, but no one knows how to.
Well, that's it. The giving it to yourself piece. Because I realized, I was always putting myself last. It was always everyone else above me because that's what I was doing at home as well. And if I wasn't doing it at home, I get told off for it. I feel like shit. And if I feel like shit, obviously as a survivor as a kid, it's like, I don't want to feel like shit. So just keep doing. So then your understanding of love is earned through doing things. And you just keep doing, you just keep going. And it's so difficult to break free until you have this level of self-awareness, this thing that you're talking about. Can you give yourself that love? How can you expect someone to love you if you don't love yourself? How can you expect someone to choose you if you don't choose yourself?
I feel like that's so blasé, people say it. Like,
yeah. Now, how do you do it?
But no, and it's like, well, you're just talking waffle. Like, what do you mean love myself? Of course I love myself. And it's like, well, clearly you don't.
Clearly you don't. How much self-respect do you have here?
And
why are you an option?
Exactly. But then it's like, when you say that, when I've had people say, well, I'm not an option, I'm just not going to tolerate that. I'm like, okay, cool, fantastic. Are you just saying that right now, or do you actually mean it?
Your actions have to really show, you know.
I feel like we're in this real weird transition space where you've got the individuals who are still stuck in this generational trauma, where they're people pleasing, and they are very much, they get attached quickly. Yeah. And that creates constant cycles of disappointment where the other person is just not reciprocating that same energy and they don't go anywhere. And they're in their mid-30s to 40s now and they're thinking, why the fuck am I still single? I've not had kids yet. I've not got a family yet. You've got that side of it. Then you've got the other side of people who are trying to act and showboat that they've got a lot of self-worth, a lot of self-respect for themselves. They're not tolerating shit. But in truth, that's just bullshit because you're on the defensive. Yeah. And what you're doing right now is self-sabotaging anything actually coming into existence.
Yeah, well, because now you've gone into this kind of toxic kind of, and it's entitled. Yeah, entitled.
It's empowerment place. And I'm all for it. I respect it. But you've got to then be able to like back it up with a little bit of What is it you really want again? You want a relationship? Well, stop fucking turning down everyone and start calling people out and seeing whether or not you can actually open the space of vulnerability you're really looking for in a partner.
Yeah.
Like, I have so many women who tell me, I don't want to do that. I'm like, well, how do you think a guy then feels on the receiving end?
Yeah.
And I've got guys, I'm like, yo, bro, like, get back. No, I can't do that. You know, I think I'm a wuss. I'm like, what are you talking about? Brother, just tell her straight up. It's not that deep. And if she walks away, at least you know then.
At least you know.
That's self-worth and self-respect
That's
for yourself.
This is, I'm always telling my clients, people going on dates, like some of the ladies that I work with, going on dates, but not actually talking about their intention of what this is. What are you waiting for? You're waiting to start really catching feelings, get really deep, and you're like, oh, it's the right time. When's the right time to talk about it? Oh yeah? So you're gonna wait until you really start to fall for them, and now you bring it up, and then they're like, what? I thought you were just having a good time. And now that is self-sabotage. Like, that is crystal clear. You have done this to yourself. You can't blame that person.
You set a foundation where it was fine.
And are you saying, and if your answer is, well, they didn't talk about it with me, why is your life, your happiness in someone else's hands?
Preach. Fucking preach. I might have to just, crop that out. Say it again, because that, fucking hell, that is so damn right, like, on point.
Yeah.
Why is your happiness in someone else's
hands? Why?
It's so true.
It hurts me when I see people do that. Look, I've been there as well. Okay,
Yeah.
I've also been there, you know, and I know that pain. I recognize that pain, so I can have compassion and empathy for you. But I did the work. Are you going to do it or not?
Yeah. And I think the reality that people don't understand is when there's two people in a story right now in this relationship dating space, you can't control whatever it is that they're feeling or what they're doing, unfortunately.
No.
You have to accept that. But as long as you're vulnerable, open, and you own your truth, bruh, if they don't want you after, that's not on you.
It's not on you.
You didn't do anything wrong.
But then the spiral, oh, see, I'm not good enough. So you've already got an issue in yourself. You don't feel good enough. You're trying to prove to yourself that you're good enough by doing everything for them. And then when they say, I don't really want you, you feel rejected. The truth is you've been rejecting yourself this whole time.
And then what happens if they get involved, they get all vulnerable, it doesn't work out? I ain't doing that again. They took the piss. That hurt me. Yeah. Why do I have to, I keep doing the same thing? I keep telling them this is what I want, and then they just walk away. I'm like, hey, fine. Let them walk away. Chase those no's, because when the first yes comes about, game changer. He ain't walking away. She ain't never walking away. She wants exactly what you want. She went through the same process.
Yeah.
He's been going through all of these no's. He's now waiting for someone like you.
Yes.
Let's make it work.
That's it.
Don't fuck it up because all of a sudden everyone else said no.
Yeah.
There's an element of consistency involved, and I feel like people are just like, I've given up.
Yeah.
I'll put my hands up. Like, I can't be asked.
Yeah.
I'm fucking sick of it. It's long. But I know for a fact, I started asking myself the question, maybe you can call me out on it. Am I attracting people who self-sabotage a lot? Am I attracting someone this type of personality over and over again? Like, is it because I'm a coach? Is it because I feel like I can save the day? Am I just too easygoing? Am I attracting people who just aren't emotionally aware or intelligent? I don't know. So I'm taking a break from it.
I mean, if it keeps happening, then it is you.
Yeah.
We have to catch ourselves, right? We can't keep blaming the rest of the world. If things keep happening to us, there's obviously something going on within us that's bringing this even into our reality. Whatever
vibration you're putting out there.
Absolutely.
Probably brings it in.
You know, what's your focus? If your focus is always on I hope I don't find I hope this girl's going to be a decent one. I hope she's not one of those ones like the previous. I hope she's not that. Yeah. That means your focus is constantly on the negative, the shitty, you have to go.
It's living rent free.
Yeah. It's living rent free.
I say BSC, and I'll probably get cancelled for this, but I say batshit crazy.
Yeah.
BSC. And if I keep talking about BSC all the time, there's a reality that she's going to come back in to the mix. I'm trying to bring that out of that person. And I probably am pushing away normality and what I'm looking for. I'll put my hands up and I'll own it. Yeah. But I also, I think where I feel like I may differ from other people is I'm not as affected by it. I appreciate the process.
Yeah.
And just because a bad apple turns up, they probably are a great apple for someone else, but not for me. And it just wasn't meant to be, and it's fine. I haven't got time and energy for all of this. I don't want that fast forward stuff. Yeah.
You know, a lot of people haven't got to this point.
Yeah.
And they look at life as anything bad happens. So this is another thing. We have a lot of this in the culture as well. Punishment. Oh, you must have done something bad for that to have happened. You know, I don't see anything as actually a punishment. I don't see it as a punishment. There is a learning and a gift in every single thing. Sorry, but if life was content and easy for you, you're not going to change.
Yeah.
The only way you're going to change is when there's a bit of a slap. So unfortunately, that's the reality. It's through pain that we really grow and we heal. Yes, we can also grow without the pain, but that's where the real change comes. So when you're going, oh, I must have done something bad, or someone is saying it to you, this is bad karma, you know, that's when people go down that spiral and think they're bad people. See, there's you when you're seeing something like, oh shit, that was really hurtful. That girl actually treated me like this, or I feel sad about that. Yeah, you feel sad about it, but then you're also looking at it from a positive light. You're like, you know what, I'm not going to sit there and grovel and cry and feel really, you know, you're like, you know what, cool. You're seeing it as a lighthearted thing because you're not sitting there in the spiral of, this is a reflection of me, I'm a bad person, oh no.
I just own the fact that it's just not going to work. It is what it is.
It's a gift. It's a gift. It didn't work. It means it's not right for you.
It just means that what's right for me might not be in this island we call the UK.
That's true. You know,
you went out to Dubai.
Well, I met him here, but he lives
You
in
know what I mean? A little bit of international
I'm moving. Yeah, I'm moving to Dubai. This is my whole life. I didn't know that was going to happen.
It wasn't part of the story.
Wasn't part of my story. This isn't to show us how ignorant we really are. We think we know. We don't know. Okay, I'm going to just own this as well. I thought I had a type.
Yeah.
I thought I had a type.
We spoke about this before, innit?
Yeah. I thought I had a type. I thought I like tall, full head of hair. I like a beard. You know, I get that. Maybe I won't get all of those things, but that's typically and strong. I wanted to be quite strong.
That's what you'd be swiping or gravitating towards.
That's what I'd be gravitating towards because I think I've got a type now. I think I've got that. Yeah. What's my husband? He's my height and he's bald. Okay. Very attractive. I'm very attracted to him. But what the point I'm trying to make is I thought I had a type. Boy, was I wrong. Because I clearly didn't realize that I could be also attracted to a man that looks like this.
But how do you, that's interesting. How do you get yourself in a headspace to be more open to what you think your type is?
Okay.
Bar just the physical aesthetics.
Yeah. So I'll be honest with you. I tell everyone to do this practice and I'll still say it and I'm going to say it here. When I think about what kind of partner I want, I actually want to think about more about the feelings that I want to have in that relationship, what experiences I want to have, rather than the physical traits. What I don't want to let go of, though, when it comes to physical, is I still want to be attracted to the person. I don't want to be with someone who gives me the great experience, but I am just not feeling them from an attractive. I want to be attracted to them. But that became my focus. I want to be attracted to the person. I'm not saying I want this. What I'm saying is I'm open to something maybe I don't know. Because maybe I could be attracted to something completely different. He came in front of me and I was like, I can't believe this. And I kept saying, I can't believe I'm attracted to a bald guy. I kept saying, I find him so attractive. And it was like, wow. I realized I clearly don't know. I think I know, but I don't know. And that humbled me, completely humbled me. Can we focus more on, like, if I'm putting it out there, okay, if someone's manifesting or praying or, you know, journaling about this ideal person, ideal man or ideal woman, what I'm saying is write down that, like, because I always write in present tense. If I do my journaling, if I look back at my one, I did it last year in February. I wrote down my ideal man. I said my husband, my king, my best friend. That's what I wrote the title. And I wrote down, I'm so grateful that he's like this with me. I'm so grateful he's like this with my family. I'm grateful that we deal with conflict like this. And the only thing I wrote about appearance, I said, I'm so grateful that I'm so attracted to this person. And I did say that he's strong. And I said tall. The one thing I didn't get was the height, but everything else I got. And I'm like, wow, it was brought to me because I didn't focus.
Does it matter to you?
On what?
The height.
The height thing. No, not really. I think sometimes it was a bit of a like, will it matter to him? You know? I was more concerned, is it going to matter to him? Like,
you were locked in.
I was locked in because he's strong. I'll be honest, if he was like my height and a bit skinny and, you know, I maybe would feel, I don't feel like I'm with a man, you know? But he doesn't have that kind of energy. He's got...
You wouldn't have felt as safe as you possibly would like to have felt.
Yeah, because I think, look, it's natural for a woman to want somebody taller and stuff because it creates a feeling of protection and safety.
Yeah. That's no shade to anyone who's short and skinny. She's not.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. But like for me, I might have felt that I'm a bold character. Yeah. I'm quite, you know, as you were saying, I'm quite confident. You know, if somebody's quite like, oh, you know, maybe wouldn't match me.
Fair.
You know, but because he's so strong and he's also confident and all of that, I didn't feel.
I hear it.
I didn't feel that. But what I'm acknowledging here is that my own ignorance. Actually, I thought I know what my type is, and actually, I think we need to be a little bit more open to still look for attraction.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't look for attraction, but what I am saying is be open to, you might not even know what your type is.
Well, I created this workbook, right? And I put it on a stand store. So I created my own little stand store and put it out there. And I realized I kept having these conversations with clients in regards to like, what's your type? What's your type? What's your type?
Oh.
And we went through like the standard, 6 foot, beard, haircut, similar to what you're saying, works in the corporate space, all of that stuff. I was like, all right, fine. So we've got a little bit of thing family oriented, whatever that means, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, you're clearly not finding this person doing the things that you're doing when it's staying up at 11, swiping right on all of these apps. You're clearly not engaging with them when you have some free time, because you're either in your room swiping or you're out with your girls doing something completely different. So we've really lost an opportunity here to actually put you in spaces to find this person. So I created the workbook to like really break it down, what to possibly stop doing when it comes to swiping right based on 6 photos in a bio.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at it a lot more deeper. Let's look at it from a perspective in regards to how does he really feel about work? Because what you might want right now is someone who loves what they do, not necessarily an investment banker.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he's a teacher and does a lot of charity work and all of a sudden he loves being around kids because he's always had like younger siblings to look after and all, there's a lot more passion and energy coming from there.
Yeah.
That might be what you should be looking for versus buffed out tattoos and all of that. Because he ain't going to have those qualities you're really looking for. And when you talk about what you're attracted to versus just the aesthetic traits that you get, yeah, he might have a nice smile. But what is it about that smile that do you feel warm? Do you feel pumped?
The feeling, the experience.
Let's think about it versus, damn, he's hot. Like, okay, cool, sweet.
Yeah.
But give me some more context.
Yeah.
Because if he's hot with a dead personality and he's so introverted and looks at money in a very stressful way, and do you still feel safe now despite the fact he looks like he's a gladiator, but he's insecure as fuck? Like, is that what you really want?
This is it.
Or is it you want that feeling more versus buffed out? And same with guys when I talk about it from girls.
Well, this is a true thing at the minute, right? I think I've heard this a few times now online, and I do agree with it. I think women seem to be, nowadays, we're seeing a lot more, women seem to be more loyal to looks than they are to kindness. And that is so sad. And we know this is coming, I know where this is coming from, because there's all this pressure now on, like, you know, on men. I feel for them because it's like the elite man, the 1%, you know, that's what, like 75% of the women are all after that. So the men that are in that category, they've got all the women, and the ones that aren't, but could be incredible and could get there. They absolutely are close to getting there. They're not getting that attention. Women aren't giving them the time and the space, you know, and there's a lot of this other stuff, right? It's a separate topic, but you know, how women also seem to be after this self-made man. They want to come into his life when he's already made it. There's this culture of building together is like, where's that gone?
Yeah.
You know?
I think there's an element of like, as women are becoming more and more successful as well in their own right,
Yeah,
like,
in their own
and we all love to see it. We also have to not have this expectation that men follow suit based on your drive and your motivation, because that's coming from a very, very different place. And so if you've now got a man who's not necessarily in the right, who hasn't got, like, say, the same brain power as you to pursue a specific corporate career, or he's more of a hustler and grinder, or he's gone through his own insecurities, that doesn't make him a bad person. It's just, well, maybe you now have to remove the expectation of wanting more and more and more, but really honing it in regards to thinking, I want safety. I want someone who gives me time and attention. I want someone who's there to, like, be able to just pick me up when I'm down. Not someone who's equally as stressed or worried about the next flashy, luxurious lifestyle kind of thing.
So this is what I was talking about when I write my thing.
Yeah.
Because for me, it was, I had to really zoom out and not think about an ex or someone I've been dating or someone I like. Take them all away and just think about, realistically, what do I actually want to feel and experience with my partner? I want to know that when we're struggling, I want to know that partner knows how to, like, support me and we can talk about it, isn't getting angry. Like, these are the things that I like. I like someone who is family orientated, someone who talks to me and is already saying to me that I want to settle down and have children. Great, that's aligned with me. I want to know that I wrote this specifically. I was like, if my mum calls one day and says she needs help with something, I want to know that my guy's like, hey, listen, you chill, I got it. Like I'd love a man that can do that for me. You know, it was like all of these things. I was like, these are the things that I want to experience. And of course I want to be physically attracted to the person, but I'm not going to write down specific traits because maybe some God will bring me someone that I don't even know, which is what happened. I didn't know that I would be attracted to that, and clearly I was. So it's about the experiences that you want to feel. So it's the same sort of thing. I want people to get real specific on what you want to feel with that person, not...
Do you feel you were attracted to what society said you should be attracted to? And then you took off the lens and realised, hang on a minute, I want those traits more than what this is telling me, what this Instagram filter is telling me right now that I should be attracted to.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Look, I look at how things have progressed for me, and I can see I've gone from like one extreme, you know, to the other. You know, it was kind of like, I used to think that I'm not going to attract anyone that's like really good looking. I thought that wasn't possible for me. So I would literally feel like I can only settle for one type. Then when I started getting attention from people that are more attractive, then I'm going, yeah, I want something like that. And it's like, actually, can you take this all away and just look at how you want to feel? And so then I started coming into this balance. And yeah, now I do feel like I've got a really attractive person, but I've actually got more of a balanced individual. I've not gone from because I think sometimes people think just go for kindness. And that was what I thought, just go for kindness and all that. Then it was, okay, well, that didn't work out, so go for looks.
Yeah.
And then it's oh my God, how do you... So I've been through that battle, you know, and it was like, actually, screw all of that. Screw what everyone else has got to say, and start thinking about what you want to feel, what you want to experience.
Do you think now, I'm throwing it at you because I try to look at myself and my situation and people I speak to in terms of clients as well. It's hard to possibly switch off to what you are physically attracted to in terms of a type.
No, don't get me wrong. You can still be physically attracted to your type. Like, no one's saying that's... But what I'm saying is it might not be the only type.
But my point being, though, is that I feel like that's probably one of the biggest hurdles to get over. Because say, for instance, you get introduced to someone, you're like, yeah, she's cute, or he's cute, but... Like, how do you get over that to actually get to know...
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Because there's a deep piece of work there.
No, look, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I needed to be attracted to the person.
Yeah.
It couldn't be a...
No, but I know that. But like what you're trying to say though, because for some people, like some women right now, 6 foot has to be this, beard, teeth, no piercings or piercing, tattoos, whatever. They have this image of what a person should look like. That's what they're attracted to.
Yeah.
That's what gets them going.
Yeah.
Same for guys.
Yeah.
A particular look.
Yeah, we want to... Yeah.
Either a gym girl or someone curvy or long hair or all of that stuff, right? Now, in my head, I'm thinking, fine, what's in front of you right now is not that. How do you go past what you're used to then thinking if there's anything internal with this human being right now who's best suited for you?
Yeah, but I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lie, but if you're looking at the person in front of you and you're not feeling any kind of attraction towards them...
But if you think they're cute, how do you get past that? Or can you?
Oh, yes. I think you can. I think everyone can. But it's a willingness from within, because I do think that if you're rigid in your ways, trust and believe the experiences you're gonna have in your life, in everything, are gonna be rigid. They're gonna be a particular way. As soon as you start kind of going, okay, hold on. I have learnt that when it comes to relationships, if you've learnt that actually keep going for the looks and stuff isn't really working out, and you're learning that actually I want to connect with someone's inner world, you've already made that commitment internally. So you're naturally gonna be like, I do find this person cute. You want to lean in to understand. If you're already close to it within because you're so stuck in your way, no, he has to look this way, or no, she has to be this way. Get ready to just get the same result again. You have to have an internal commitment that I'm actually allowing myself to do that. It's a choice. Everything's a choice. But in my personal opinion, like, look what happened to me. Honestly, what happened to me, I'm so grateful. But I already said no. I knew he was attractive, but in my mind I was like, no, he's too short, because he's literally my height, and I was like, that's just not it. It's not it. I actually was being quite rigid, saying no. But
what happened?
I swear, like, because he was so aligned with me in so many things, it didn't matter what I was doing to say no.
But what happened though?
I couldn't help it. I still kept getting drawn to him though. So in my mind,
You wanted to speak to him.
I did because I loved how he was with me. I loved, and I was attracted to him, but I loved how he was making me feel. I was like, I was honestly like, no matter how much I try to resist, life is not allowing me to. It is bringing us, and I couldn't. And I just kept going. And then eventually, I was like, this is so silly that I'm just thinking because of the height. I was like, everything about this man is tick, tick, tick.
Huh.
So can we? I'm just, in my opinion, you've got to be attracted. I do think you do need to have an attraction towards a person. But the point I was trying to make is you might not even know what you could be attracted to.
Yeah.
So
it's
actually,
funny.
can we just be a bit more open to feeling?
Because if I was to like do it from my perspective, if you make me laugh, and literally you're a goofball, you're clumsy as fuck, you're loud, you say it as it is, but you're really a sweetheart.
Yeah.
I don't really care like how you look. Like I'm attracted to a particular type, I know that, but like if all of those good things are coming and all of a sudden that foundation is built, like we're gonna bounce off each other's energy regardless. It kind of like I don't know if I really care. I think I say that I might do, but there's an element of like, am I really attracted now to the exterior because that personality, the inside, I'm flying with.
Yeah. Well, how many times do we see this actually? I think people need to think about what they're really looking for.
Well, if I look at some of my family relationships, I'm thinking, you lot are fucking like my cousin. I'll give her a shout out. Her and her husband, they are so fucking funny, and together they are adorable.
No.
And when I see, I'm like, I say to her, I said, you can never leave him. He's fucking brilliant. He's hilarious. Right? And when you watch that relationship, you're like, they've been together for so long, they made it work, and he's opened up into like showing his true self from what we first like got to know him. Does karaoke and all of that jazz. He's actually he's so funny.
Yeah.
And you watch that and you think that's a very, very good relationship. Now I don't know whether or not they're attracted to each other. If they were both single, would they both be like, oh yeah, you're my type kind of thing? I don't know.
You don't know, yeah.
But internally and what they've built over the years, it's a no-brainer. And so it's a case of like, well, if you really want that, you kind of you might have to just like take off those glasses that you're wearing right now that are making you only see Instagram people that you're
100%.
attracted to.
The real lasting love is not about the exterior. It's all about the interior.
So what is it you want? Real lasting love?
This is the thing. You got to ask yourself the question.
I feel like people want a bit of both and they feel like, why can't they have both? That's why everyone's an option. And that's why you've got so many people like, I'll chat to you, you're good, but maybe there's better.
Mm-hmm. How long is this? How long is the string, right? How long? How long are you going to wait? And then people are like 40, 45, going through menopause. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Can't have babies.
Oh, late 30s right now. Yeah, I can't have babies anymore. Oh, I'm rushing it now. I'm just going to just be with any person.
Be with anyone. Oh, my God. I have that with my clients. Some of them.
There's an element of patience too. I feel like you said, you did 30 dates within like 30 days.
Yeah.
Right? If you're doing that kind of those dates right now and you're living in two different cities, or say you live in both in London and you're seeing each other once every 2 weeks at most, yeah, that's going to take over a year of dating to be that confident that that's your person.
Yeah.
So,
you know, and honestly, when it's right, it will be easy.
when you know.
I promise you. I promise everyone. If it's right, it will be easy.
You can challenge me on that later because I feel like.
Yep.
Yeah. There was a situation
Ooh.
I walked away from.
Okay, we're gonna talk.
Yeah,
about
we won't
that.
talk about
We're
that.
gonna
That's
talk
not for
about
cameras.
it.
Just to protect the other people.
Okay, fine. But you know what I was gonna say? How many times do you see people that are getting married?
Yeah.
A lot of people, you do actually see. If you were to observe it, you will notice that people don't actually marry what they thought was their type.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at that.
I'm seeing that now.
Right? You will see. You're like, sometimes we do look and you think that's an interesting looking.
If it works, no. The first thing we're like, oh, they look so cute.
Yeah.
And it's a good cute because it's like, fair play. Fair play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah,
We see this a lot. So hold on a minute. So what happened there? Right? If we just zoom out and say, what happened? How come they didn't actually marry their type? Why? Because you know what? They fell in love with the connection with the person, the inside, the feeling, and they couldn't step away from that.
Yeah.
And then so you know, I just think, so when people are just looking at the looks, comes up to that question, right? What are you looking for? Are you looking for a lasting love, or are you just looking for an ego boost? What is this?
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. I just got an idea of like a dating app that's all about connection versus looks.
Yeah.
I suppose that's what Love Is Blind for. on Netflix.
That is what it's about. No, look, looks plays a part. I'm not saying it doesn't, you know. It does. I know it does, you know.
Yeah.
Look, I think 100% most of it is all this inside. And it has to be, because that's the lasting part. That is the lasting part.
It's so true now when I think about it. When I think about someone like my
married to people that you're like, what? I used to
How
be.
did that happen?
How did that happen? Like, what is this?
Oh wow.
It's the inside, and I do think that, you know, this is all ego. It's all ego. Otherwise, you're just looking at, you know, when you're looking at the looks and you're looking at all of this, and that's your focus. That's just your ego.
Yeah.
You know, but when you strip that all down, it all comes down to the core and what you feel with the person, and
maybe there's some healing that still needs to be done out here.
For you?
Not for me. But like, obviously, if you think of like how things possibly worked out once upon a time and why it's not working out anymore, might be because you did things differently back then, and now you're doing things. Leave it as that. We'll leave it as that. Not gonna get into that just yet.
Yeah,
that's just
It's a whole.
I've got to be careful when I'm on the pod, because like if I start talking about things and people, it's like, obviously I'm never here to like cause any controversy or
No, of course
not. But yeah, that's all for off-camera stuff.
It's true.
It's still unfiltered, but it's all off-camera because you like don't need to know about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this has been sick. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know we've gone on for time.
Yeah, and I feel like we went on about loads of things, but not necessarily things
that
I thought I was going to be talking about.
Everything I've got written down here, I'm gonna have to change all of it because
change it all.
Oh God.
But this is all like really relevant stuff, you know. Like we do this marriage stuff, what people are choosing, the ego, the internal fears. We spoke about a lot of like, and obviously I spoke about me and my childhood, like, you know, how that even impacted me back then and how it's still impacting me today.
Yeah.
You know, these are all very real things, and I know that there's a lot of this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of this. A lot of people struggling to be themselves because of their parents' own wounds that they're just projecting onto the children, and it's the struggle of breaking free. Like, how do we break that chain? And that's where I always come back to it, don't I? It's always where the healing is. It's where the
Go do the work. Well, this has been good for a part 2. Hopefully before you disappear, we'll see what we can do. If there's ever a part 3. I feel like you just be on it anyway. You just want to just chat.
If you ever say to me, come on, let's go. I'm always down.
I think what I should do is make a commitment to actually fly out and see you and find a studio out there.
I've already got that sorted for you if you want.
But then at least that way, there's no way of avoiding a part 3 or part 4, whatever that part is. But
and Adil is coming back for 10 days on the 21st of August, and he literally said to me this morning, speak to Pri, we'll get it in the diary. So
go.
We got it.
Good. Now about that, we've I've really kind of like enjoyed this style of conversation. I feel like it's different to how they've been done in the past, but I kind of want to keep pushing this kind of energy, and I hope you start doing this.
No, I love it, and thank you.
Because there's a gift, like how you get it across. I'm thinking of my audience right now and people I work with, and I'm thinking of people I follow who wouldn't want to work with me just yet, will resonate with how you're saying things, and will be like, oh my God, she gets it.
Yeah.
And maybe because they don't see it as raw, as unfiltered as it is, it's like, maybe she wouldn't want to speak to me because I'm so fucked up. And it's like, no, she will resonate with you.
Yeah, trust me, I've been through my own shit. I've been through so many things, and it's true. Like, and this is what I said. I did a story yesterday, or I did a reel yesterday. I was just being me, just speaking, just like, I've been away because of my wedding, but I'm coming back, and I'm coming in to go in raw now, because I actually feel like there's so much stuff that's come up in the past year that I'm like, I have to give this out, but it has to come. People need to feel it.
Yeah.
It's not just the words. I have to feel my energy, to feel what I'm saying, to believe in what I'm saying. This has to show now.
Well, this was meant to be a half-an-hour episode, which has turned into like an hour and 12. So,
my bad. That's me though.
I
can talk for days.
I can talk for days too. But smashed it. I will plug everything back in again. Thank you for coming through.
No, thank you.
Anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good. I'm just always saying the same thing. So.
No, but it's the same thing, repetition, right? We say the same thing, and hopefully once the message gets through, it helps a few more people.
You know, actually, one thing I want to say.
Go on.
It's just one thing I feel like I'm saying it a lot. I don't know if maybe I said it last time. I don't even know, but I'm going to say it anyway. But you know, when I keep coming back to this choosing you thing, honestly, we came here alone. You literally come here alone. Your soul is on its journey for whatever duration it needs to be here. And then when it's done, you leave alone. Which means you have one job, and that one job is take care of your soul on this journey that it's here for. That's your one job. Okay, once you take care of you, you then extend the hand out, and then you help others. But what I've been conditioned on, many people have been conditioned, is you have to take care of your family, take care of others first, and then you take care of you. And this is where we've gone wrong, because who suffers in the end? It's you. This is why it's been this is why my life has been the way it has. Like, I've struggled with love. I've struggled because I kept thinking that I need to do things for others and then I'll be loved. It all starts here. And that was my pinnacle moment when I realised that. I was like, God.
Bullshit part is that
I've done it the wrong way round.
You'd pass on that advice to everyone else.
Yep.
You just won't do it for yourself.
Don't do it for yourself. Can we face it?
Yeah. Nope.
Go.
I'll see what happens. But no, thank you again. Smashed it.
Thank you.
Thank you a lot for listening to another episode of the Unfiltered podcast. If you've liked what you listened today, drop us a like. If you've got any comments in regards to what we spoke about, if there's something you disagreed with, or there's stuff that you did agree with, drop us a comment. And lastly, if you haven't subscribed yet, give us a subscribe. Whether you listen to this on Spotify, Apple, or if you're watching this on YouTube, every subscribe goes a long way. And look, why wouldn't you subscribe? If you like the unfiltered nature of the podcast, surely you want to be in tune to whenever the next episode is coming out, right? Anywho, I'll catch you on the next episode of the Unfiltered podcast. It's been your boy Pri, and I'm signing out. Peace.